Hello and welcome to my channel, which I have not named yet. I probably will name it when I upload this, obviously. But today I want to talk about something very important that a lot of us hear about, we discuss, but we don't tend to go in depth about. Finding yourself and making yourself, right? A lot of bullshit is out on social media. Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram. That's what really inspired me to make this video. And I thought, how can I make people think about this shit? Because what a lot of people tend to do is they'll read something and they look at it, wow, this shit makes sense, it resonates with me, I like this. And they'll stick with that shit for the rest of their lives without ever looking deeper and finding out it's all full of crap. That's what a lot of shit is on the social media. We see a black background and a couple of white fonted text written on top saying something and we go, oh my god, this is so cool, I totally agree with this. Bullshit. Take a moment, think, use your brain and think, does this actually make sense? Is this true? And most of the time you'll find it's not. And it's okay to live on borrowed wisdom. It's okay to live on something that you hear you like. But if you're going to live on borrowed wisdom, make sure it's wisdom and not bullshit written by some 14-year-old who's just been shouted at her mum. Some kind of crap like this. That's what a lot of crap is on social media. So I want to dispel this myth about finding yourself. Finding yourself is a lot of bullshit, for the most part. And anyone who tells you otherwise is either trying to sell you something or has no idea what they're talking about. Truth is that no real success story starts with the beginning of the cliched, and he began on this journey to find himself. Completely misunderstood. This whole term of finding yourself is entirely misunderstood by most people. And it has a huge impact on everything that people do in their life. And it can destroy people's lives because they follow some shit advice. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm just here to give you some suggestions. Something that you could possibly take from a lot of the bullshit I've said right now and pick from this. Something that you think, do you know what? This clicks with me. I like this. I'll take it. And by all means, be my guest. That's the point. You don't have to listen to everything I say, but if some parts of it click with you, by all means, accept it. So, as I say, most of the shit people come up with about finding yourself is to sell books or is to book, is to get tutors on or self-help thing bullshit or is to sell seminar tickets, right? Let me give you an example. I'm not just from me. Einstein, the famous physicist, theoretical physicist, who turned the world of physics and science on its head. My father is a theoretical physicist, that's why I picked Einstein, because it's a very easy example for me to relate to. And hopefully you too can. Einstein turned the world of physics upside down through general and special relativity. But he didn't start out by saying, I need to go on a big journey to find myself and this relativity, let me go into space, let me talk to NASA, give me a chance, blah. No, he didn't do that. Instead, what he did was he thought, you know what? I like this looks interesting. I'll work on it. I'll keep working on it. And he was very good at that. And he has a very nice quote, which I love. My father told me this, and it's a very nice quote. He says, it's not that I am smarter than everybody else, to paraphrase him. It's that I just stay with problems longer. And you see, the truth, this is the truth. This is a very big truth of life. People give up too easily. Just because something is difficult at first, doesn't mean you just let go of it. You keep working at it. And that's how you build something. That's how you build your character. That's how you build your strength. A very simple truth. And Einstein himself, his whole career can be based on that just one quote. He just stuck with shit for longer. Look at Isaac Newton. He was stuck on problems for a long time. He was a smart guy, so was Einstein. But these guys stayed with their problems for a longer period of time. They don't go on a journey to find themselves. Newton, in fact, famously never even left England. Not once. He didn't go on no journey. No, he was good. So what I'm trying to say to you, at this moment in time, you don't need to find yourself. You need to make yourself. Become the person you want to be. Forge your character in the furnace of adversity. Straighten it out with a hammer of discipline. And sharpen the blade with the whetstone of knowledge. Work on principles. Shit that defines you. That defines your character. Shit that you agree with. Say, I like this. I agree with this. And this is what's right for me. So I'll stick with it. Oh, you do something else? If I don't like it, this goes against my principle. You go for it, by all means. I have no jurisdiction over your life. You do what you want to do, but don't force me to, I'm out of it. The famous philosopher Confucius, I really like Confucius, I've read a lot about him and his words. And he says famously that the inferior man sees advantage where the righteous man, where the superior man sees righteousness. Sticking to your principles is the most fundamental characteristics that you can develop as a first step to building yourself. Now, we all need to sit down to understand ourselves, right? Buddha, a very famous saying of Buddha was, to understand others is wisdom. To understand yourself is enlightenment. Now, I'm not into some spiritual bullshit. I'm just giving you this quote because a lot of this spiritual bullshit is what gets lost in people's misunderstanding. I'm trying to give you something tangible, something that you can grab hold of, that yes, this is how I can use this quote in my life. How you can use this quote about understanding yourself and reaching the so-called enlightenment. I'm not saying reaching enlightenment is easy. I don't even know what that is. But based on what I've heard, is the first step is understanding yourself and knowing who you are. So sit down. Literally, take some time out. And don't give me that bullshit about, I'm too busy, I have so much work to do, I have this, I have that. No. If you really want to, you can make time. I use that excuse all the time. Oh my God, I've got so much work. No. I've got time, I can make time. Priorities. Prioritize your shit. That this is what's important. You are what's important. Not that TV show you're going to miss, right? None of that crap. You. So focus on yourself. Sit down and write shit down. Write down the answers that you need. That who are you as a person at this moment in time? And honestly and objectively, to quote Bruce Lee, I know I shit out a lot of quotes, don't I? To quote Bruce Lee, he said very famously in an interview that one of the hardest things to do in life is to express yourself honestly. And it's true. It's very true. Expressing yourself honestly is in fact very difficult because you tend to be very biased. Everybody wants to be the good person. You all want to be not just you, me as well, myself included. Everybody wants to think of themselves as the hero in their own story. But sometimes you got to realize that a lot of this, a lot of you, a lot of what you're telling yourself is a load of crap. Stories you made up in your head to fit situations that you don't like. You know, saying that, oh no, it actually wasn't my fault, it happened. But tough shit, suck it up. You sometimes can be a shitty person. So can I. Everybody can be a shitty person at times. Accept this and work out where you are messing up and what qualities you lack. Because if you figure out what you lack, at least you know what you need. There's a very scary psychological phenomenon called the Dunning-Kruger effect. I know some of you might have heard of it. The Dunning-Kruger effect basically says that some people can be so ignorant that they are ignorant to their own ignorance. Basically, you know so little that you don't realize how little you know. And that is a scary thing for anyone to actually come across. So what I'm trying to tell you is how to get out of this loop if you are in this loop. And if you're not, if you are self-aware and you do self-reflect, wonderful. But take it a step further. Actually physically write down a time set of goals, that when am I going to reach this? When am I going to become this person that I want to become? So you write down that, look, today, I am not a very generous guy. I can be stingy, right? Write this shit down. And it's okay. Nobody needs to know this, only you. But be honest with yourself. Don't bullshit yourself. The world is bullshitting. Everybody's trying to put the wool over your eyes. But don't put the wool over your own eyes. Because then you'll be very stupid. You don't want to be a stupid guy. So you want to write shit down that you need to bring into your life. And don't go out and look at somebody and think, oh, this guy is successful, so if I follow in his footsteps and do everything that he did, I'll get the same results that he did. But the fact is, that's not how shit works. Just because the shoe looks nice doesn't mean it fits. You gotta find something that is right for you. And don't go out and look at a successful personality and duplicate it. That's another Bruce Lee quote, by the way. Just checking out there so you guys can learn all these quotes and all this bullshit, book knowledge. Anyway. So find something that is right for you. So a kid, he might say, oh, I want to be Superman, I want to be this, but the kid doesn't know shit. Right? The kid doesn't know shit. Don't be the kid. Don't be someone, I want to hustle and grind, I want to be a millionaire, but bro, you don't know shit. You don't know if being a millionaire is good for you. Find out what is right for you and work on achieving that. And find out what your priorities are. Some people's priorities might very well be wealth, might very well be millionaire. And that is what they are capable of. That's the tool set they have been given. And we got to realize this. Not everybody is at an equal standing, right? Some people have a better genetic lottery than other people. Some people are smarter, some people are not so smart. But that's okay. As long as you do the best you can. The whole purpose of this finding yourself, making yourself, is to make sure you do the utmost possible, the best result you can get from what you've been given. Becoming the best person that you possibly can be. And that can be different for everybody else. For some people it might be something else, for you it might be something else. But whatever it is for you, find out what it is, right? Write this shit down. And once you do this, once you write shit down, writing shit down is very, very, very important. Very important, right? You gotta write down. And then you gotta make yourself, and then you gotta create yourself. You gotta realize that, no, this is not right for me, that's right for me. I gotta do this. You go out and you do it. But the main thing is, this journey is not about finding yourself. Not at this moment in time. That's not what's important for you. Most important is making yourself, is bringing the strength in yourself. It's not that we want an easy life. We want, any life is good. But what's important is our ability to do well in that life. What's important is becoming the best version of yourself, of who you are as a person. That's the most important thing. And that's what we all got to remember. Nice talking to you. Peace out.